What's good, y'all? I hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy, Marcus B. As always, I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Simmons. He is back. Shout out. But unfortunately, new guy Kris was out. One day, we will all three be back together. But anyways, this is episode 43 of Holla at Your Boy. And today was an oldie, but goodie. Just me and Evan talking. And we talk about masculinity, femininity, cultural appropriation, and overall happiness. It's turned out to be a really good episode. Unknowingly, we weren't sure, as always, weren't sure what we were going to talk about, and it just kind of happened to have this really good conversation about those things. We are at 118 subscribers on YouTube, so shout out to all of y'all. But as always, if you like what we're doing, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share, so that way we could bump that number. It only works. We can only get the content out to whoever by you guys sharing. So we appreciate all your help. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. Peace. We got used to having the third person.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, that is weird. I mean, that's the first time setting up.
It's painful going down to two.
Yeah.
Because without you, the audio just stopped working. The last two episodes, and now new guy Kris is out.
And we're like, is video gonna happen? Maybe it will.
Like
Maybe
at all.
Luckily, you got 35 gigs on there, so it's like it should be enough for.
We're back to the single shot. It is what it is. But
yeah, still got the lights though.
Hopefully, the next episode, everybody's here.
Yes.
Everything is good. We're getting shot.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Fingers crossed. That being said, great content. I for real need opinions on these colors.
Some great visual, some great
audio content.
Audio content, man.
Yeah.
People listening to this on the I'll say the names so people will be like, we have rock bottom. What does rock bottom look like? Also, favorite joke ever is Kyle Kinane saying other people's rock bottom might have been me just saying, "Whoa."
I have often thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, or like
that is a much funnier way of saying God doesn't give you more than what you can handle.
Right. Like you're no might have been someone else's rock bottom.
Yeah, so. That's wild.
Yeah, that's a hard, because I think I haven't hit rock bottom, which is nice. You might have.
I've came close a couple times.
You scraped the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that thing where they're like falling from the sky.
Skydiving?
Like, no, like inadvertently skydiving. And then the chute opens. But not when the chute's supposed to open.
Right. You're like, oh no, I almost died. There's definitely those times.
Yeah, been saved by the emergency chute.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big fear I have. Like we know someone who, almost ended up like in a gutter somewhere.
Oh my god.
Like that's the thing that I'm like scared of. Is I don't do anything like that crazy. It's gonna lead me into. I feel like I lead my life in a way that doesn't lead
avoids that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Being in a gutter.
I feel like I'm the same way. And that being said, I slowly start shows.
Yeah.
And I only watch one show at a time. I don't know how people have like multiple shows going at once. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, finish one, go to the next.
You would hate my key.
Yeah, I can't do it. I already know that's the type of person you are.
Yeah.
And I hate it. But I've been watching Dexter. Yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts on that? I've been meaning to get into it, but I heard it's bad after like 4 seasons. So
I'm on the 4th season.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
So far, it is. Well, I want you to watch it, and then I have a question for you. Who is creepier, him or I forgot his name from You?
I've never seen You.
Oh my god. How did you not watch You over quarantine? That's what everybody watched.
I'm not into realistic TV.
Really?
Yeah, like I can't.
Of all the things.
Yeah, you would think like I'd be like into like CSI and stuff. Like,
Well, no, not CSI. That's a bit much. That's not realistic. Almost at all.
I mean, no TV show is realistic unless it's a straight up documentary, and then even then it's kind of faked. Am I coming through in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little low. I'll turn you
Yeah.
up.
Also, if I could be just a little bit louder. There we go. Talking the bass in my voice. No.
That was good. You should always do that.
Yeah, I can't. I watch TV for an escape from reality.
That's fair.
Because I feel like the way I view the world is such. I examine the world so much, like all day, every day.
Yeah.
That when I'm watching TV, I kind of want to escape from it.
That's fair.
So like I started Breaking Bad, and I started Mad Men, and like all those like shows you should watch and stuff. I watched the first season of The Wire.
Couldn't get behind Mad Men.
Yeah,
I love Breaking Bad. I think that was one of the best shows ever.
Like they're good. It's just the sadness and the reality of it is just not. It's just not like fun.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like watching it because it's like a check-in almost of like, hey, this is a reality.
Yeah.
I guess that's the kind of separation that it's like, this is not your reality, and it's pretty far away from your reality.
Right, yeah.
But it is a reality.
Yeah, like I don't think anything on those shows is like my reality or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because I live a pretty like mundane life, but like
Yeah.
the stuff that goes on those shows, it just feels too like, this is messed up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like watching that in smaller. Like I watched the movie Silver Linings Playbook with
it's such a good movie.
dude, like Jennifer Lawrence and what's his name?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah, like killing it.
I watched that at my buddy's place when he wasn't there. Like he had to go to work, and I don't know why I stayed. And then of all things, I was like, "Yeah, let me watch that real quick."
It was like,
and then I watched it and I left. Like I didn't, like I wasn't waiting for him to get back home.
like I'm just gonna watch this movie here. Like that was the thing on Seinfeld with like George Costanza. He was like, "Hey, can I watch this movie at your place? It just makes me feel like I'm doing something. Like I'm not. Like
Maybe that's what it was.
I went out to watch a movie rather than I stayed at home watching a movie.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
No, yeah, that movie is like such a gross depiction of like, well, it's not a gross depiction, it's a depiction of like mental illness and things like that. Like
I couldn't tell you what it was about. I totally forgot what it was about. I just remember watching it and being like, "Damn, this is really good."
Yeah, like I mean, just the the level of realism in that movie was so like, a father with OCD and a son with bipolar disorder, like
that's rough, man.
like just talking to each other. It's just really hard to watch. You're just like, oh, I can only watch that for like an hour and a half. Like
that's fair.
Like after that, it's like, okay, I need a break.
Yeah.
If I try to watch too much of that, it gets.
Well, I mean, I also feel the movies kind of they're a little bit more dense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get the separation of like it being spaced out and it being like condensed into one movie. So either way,
I don't know. I'll keep watching Big Mouth and and The Office and just.
Big Mouth is one of the best shows. Period. And I'll fight somebody about that. I honestly will.
Season 4 comes out tomorrow.
I am so excited.
I've been catching up. I just finished the 11th episode of 13 or season 3. So
gotcha.
I'm excited for tomorrow. It's gonna be interesting.
It's such a good depiction of being a child. It's in an aggressive way.
Yes, it's aggressive, and it's such a
It's like all the pork traits of being a child.
right.
But again, nonetheless, like that's a reality.
See, like that's the thing I like about that show is it's I gotta bring it close to my face.
Amazing how that works.
It's the heightened ness of it.
Yeah.
Like that show isn't like in reality. Like you don't literally have a hormone monster rolling around you when you're 12.
It would be nice. I think that would have been a lot more helpful.
Yeah, to have an external way to blame it on, it's just more.
Well, not even that, but then also just like a relative explanation.
Right. Rather than my body's going insane right now.
I don't really know what's going on. But things are happening.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, but I kind of don't.
It's like I kind of hate this, but I kind of have to. Like, what's happening?
It's weird.
Yeah, that show is definitely a very, and it helps teaching. Weirdly enough, it helps teaching.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's why you're acting like you're
just
insane.
like a friendly reminder.
Yeah, that children are insane. Like,
yeah. They're just a little crazy.
I don't remember that time being was middle school like a super volatile time for you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, yeah, you wouldn't remember.
I don't remember either way, but I don't. I mean, I've always been a fairly chill dude. I think. I don't know.
I was chill, but I wasn't I was very emotional as a kid. Very emotional.
I don't think I was ever emotional.
I think I grew out of it through middle school.
I think that's why I have a problem with love.
Dark. Let's talk about it.
Nah.
Nah.
But you think you grew out of it? When do you think you grew out of it?
So this might be obvious, or it might be entirely not obvious. When I was younger, I used to cry a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I was a big crier up until the age of 13 or 14. I was I was crying
like sad cry, or just no matter what cry.
It was. It wasn't no matter what cry. It was definitely sad, empathetic cries. I would always if my little brother was getting in trouble, I would be I just I would just get sad because of that. And that was a big thing for a while, and then I think between 8th grade and then high school, I just stopped. I was like, okay, let's stop the crying, and then I just didn't cry for. When was the last time I cried? A couple of months ago? Yeah, that was the last time I cried. No, I did not cry for that long.
I'm fairly convinced that my Bugatti. Jesus.
That wasn't even bigotry. Bigotry.
My body forgot
No.
how to cry. I can shed a tear.
But not full on.
I don't know. I've had at the most, as much as I can remember, I've shed 3 tears.
But you haven't had the opportunity to full on weep.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. I don't know what,
what would bring that on.
Yeah, what would?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I could think of a couple of things, a big death in life, which we both haven't experienced.
Yeah.
People that are super close to us, dying,
But even then, again, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but imagining a family member dying.
You're wondering if you would cry.
I think I would. Again, shed a couple tears, but I don't.
Right.
Weeping,
Yeah, but yeah, that's crying is definitely a hard thing to do for. It's weird. Earlier, I was thinking do you want to talk about masculinity? I was literally thinking that as I was getting either getting ready or something, I was we should talk about masculinity on an episode.
All right. And here we are. It kind of happened fairly organically.
Yeah, I guess. But crying is something I feel it is taken away from us because it's not seen as the manly thing to do.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I've talked about this. I don't know where the machismo thing came from in my life, but
Right.
it's very much apparent in my life, and I don't know like how to get past it.
Yeah, like or like if you should get past it, or I mean, like probably, but like at the same time, like
and then yeah, it's like, do I like how much of a negative connotation is that in my life?
yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I've also been saying, like, a buddy of mine, a girl who's like the epitome of like feminist,
yeah,
like proper feminist.
yeah.
She's like, she has said in a complimentary way, like, you are the best example of a male feminist. I still don't really know what that means. Like, she said that to me like 3 years ago, and I'm still trying to digest like
what,
like what exactly that means. But like, I have the machismo, and I've been called a male feminist.
But like, are those two things like mutually exclusive? Like,
Yeah.
like is being a man and being a feminist, like, are those two things like supposed to be like apart? Like,
Yeah, or like it when you say it out loud, it feels like it's exclusionary.
right? Because if it like feminist feels very like, for lack of a better word, female.
Yeah.
And like,
Well, I mean, it's rooted in
the word. Like it feels very like female, and then being a man and like having masculinity and having the machismo and stuff like that. Like it's a definite separation that we created. I don't know why we created it. Just for a clear line, like a.
At one point in time, I think it was necessary.
No.
Like 20,000, 30,000 years ago.
Right,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And now it is to a level of like biological in the body. And it's like me and Vince talked about. It's something that you need to work on constantly. But again, it's like, how detrimental is it to my life with having both things? Have I figured out how to get the best of both worlds? I mean, obviously the crying thing is an issue.
Right.
Like, I feel like I should be able to cry.
Like you should be able to feel. Well, because
I should be able to feel things.
but like, is that feminist though? Like, is that like I said, for lack of a better word, is that a female trait?
It is, but it's not a female trait.
Or it's like a stereotype, I guess.
I don't think it's a stereotype either. I think it's like Charlemagne the God talks about a book that talks about this exact thing, where it's like the male femininity and the female masculinity, and like how they coincide with each other and the goodness that is brought by them. Like, it's one of those books that he's mentioned a couple times, and I'm always like driving, so I can't write it down.
Right.
But it talks about like I think it's like 4 different levels where it's like the male masculinity, the male femininity. It's like there's 4 levels for each, like for male, and there's 4 levels for like female.
Yeah.
And it talks about the upsides and downsides of each thing, and the things that you should gain from each side. And it's such a I mean, emotions are attached to femininity.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's the issue, is that you hear that statement and you're like,
that means as a man, you
in order to be masculine,
Right.
I can't have any femininity.
Right.
But in order to be a better man, you need to allow yourself that male femininity.
Right.
And it's such a weird, complex mind.
Right.
Ugh.
I saw a thing today that was like the age of a man's like brain hits maturity is technically 43.
No, I don't like that.
For women, it's like 32 is like maturity. Like and I wonder if that's the point. Like 43, if it's like an average, is like the age where you like are like, okay, I'm gonna start like feeling emotions. Like,
yeah, I don't know. But then I also think, as I was saying that out loud, I was thinking back to the conversation we had with Rhonda, and how I was like, you don't get to just turn one off and the others stay on.
well, yeah.
It's like, but then I don't. Then what am I feeling on a day-to-day basis?
Right.
Like, I wonder if there's, like she said that you can't turn one off and keep the others on, but I wonder if there's like, it feels like I'm somewhere in the middle of all of it. You know what I mean? Like, I've never truly felt angry or sad, but I've also never truly felt happy. So it's like, I'm just big chilling in like lukewarm emotions.
Yeah, you're just like, I like to think of it like a pie chart.
Yeah.
Like kind of like that. I don't know if you've seen that like wheel of emotions, where it's like, you know, the inner wheel is like simple things like happy, sad, like angry, and then in like the, you know, it just the thesaurus. The thesaurus is a joke from Family Guy, where it's a dinosaur. Stomp, trudge, tread, ululate. And now every time I say the word thesaurus, I want to say thesaurus.
I'm not even going to attempt to say that.
Stomp, trudge,
oh my
tread,
goodness.
ululate. I always die at ululate.
Anyways.
Yeah, but in that like that wide spectrum of emotion, it's hard not to like, you know, kind of find yourself in like two places at once. Like you're both like, you know, I'm both happy and sad. Like everything feels bittersweet.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the I don't know if that's just like, I think we just like figured out the movie Inside Out.
It's a really good movie.
It is.
It's a really good movie.
Definitely.
I was listening to a podcast and they said it sucked and I wanted to fight them.
The movie's amazing.
It's so good. Well, no, I don't think they said it sucked. They said that it didn't make them cry. They're like, they wanted to watch a movie that with the intention of crying, and that movie didn't give it to them, so they're just like talking bad on it. It's like, hold on.
I don't know what movie.
I think it was David Chang, actually.
What movie do you remember last shedding a tear at? Can't remember the last. And I just watched like 30 movies. And I don't think a single one I was like...
I know one for sure was Jarhead, but I watched that back in high school. I was watching that on Valentine's Day with... it was weird. I don't know why I took a girl on a date on Valentine's Day.
Wait, this is
and we went to went and watched Jarhead.
No!
But she was not as emotionally invested in this movie as I was.
Nope.
And I shed a tear and I looked over and she was deadpan. And I was like, oh no.
Like you're not feeling anything right now. Oh boy, that sounds scary.
Yeah.
Well, how do you decide Jarhead?
I think that was the only thing.
Do you have to, on another, like, on a movie date, like a first, like, couple of dates, or, like...
You got to go with the movie she wants to see.
But does it have to be romantic?
No, but it has to be the movie that she wants to see.
Okay.
Point proven. I really wanted to see Jarhead.
Yeah.
She has zero attachment to the military.
Yeah, right. I can live without, you know, because taking someone to watch the movies that I want to see it's a
Doug, I barely want to go see the movies you want to see.
It's a hard task, man.
And I'm a homie that loves movies.
Why does anyone want to watch Ghost Story with me? A girl eats an entire pie, and then she barfs it up, and you have to watch the whole thing.
Nothing about that sounds appealing.
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah.
See, that kind of like sad stuff, like that might have been actually the last movie I cried at. Yeah, it was a ghost story. Yeah. It was so like simple and like its construction of like let me just show you what sadness looks like, that I was like, okay.
Alright.
I'll go ahead and feel it too. But yeah, like I feel like the kind of going back to what we were actually talking about. I think that living in the ambiguity of emotion is something that I don't know if maturity brings that, or like trying to understand more complex emotions brings that. Because when you're younger,
I don't think it's like it's not a maturity in the sense of like the standard use of that term. Like just as you get older, you mature.
Yeah.
But it's like if you work on developing your emotions, it's like emotional maturity, right?
Yeah.
It's like relationship maturity, where it's like those girls you dated in high school, where it's just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this anymore, and then you just break up instead of just like talking anything out.
It's like in high school.
All right, I was giving you an out. You
High school. What are you talking about?
okay? But you know, like I didn't sit down and talk with a girl about a relationship until like I was 22, 23.
I have one more for me. Funny.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's like
When you're younger, you're so used to just like flip
yeah,
it off.
and obviously there's something that happened where that flip didn't happen
Right.
for me.
Where you're like you're
Where I've just been ambiguously feeling things my entire life.
Wait, like so the flip. So you never were like hot or cold, like pretty much you were just kind of like always like
Meh.
yeah.
Yeah. As far as I know.
There's a definite like,
Maybe I got stabbed as a child.
and you like blocked it out.
You just block that out. Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of wonder. Like I have a memory from when I was much younger as a kid, and the problem is the memory is mostly very dark.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the memory is. It's not like I got like attacked or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. It's just like memory of like family roaming around me. It also sounds.
You're good. But like that
Yeah.
that's actually the premise of Dexter, is that like he was
like-
in a shipping container.
Oh.
Spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1. If you haven't seen this show by now, it's been out since like freaking 2007.
The spoiler alert
Whatever.
Last 2 years. No, it last a year. So 2 years?
I'll say 2 years.
2 years.
Anyways, like it's and he goes through this within the first season, I think. Maybe the second season. Anyways, but him, his brother, and his mother were in a shipping container. His mother was a confidential informant through like the police station and like these cocaine dealers.
Yeah.
And Dexter saw his mom get like chopped up with a chainsaw,
Murdered.
like in front of him, and then he just sat in her blood for like a day
In a shipping container.
in a shipping container. So it's like, and they talk about within that season, like that's when he was born into like the person that he is now.
Right.
And like that thought of like a traumatic experience completely changing. Obviously, like nothing that traumatic happened
Right, yeah.
in my life. Like I couldn't imagine dealing with that.
Yeah, I always wonder if like going through something that traumatic. I don't know what that would be like.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be like at all. But that's like they talk about that's when they were born, and that's when they became the people that they became. And I mean, maybe.
Yeah, those experiences can really like change how you perceive emotion. And maybe something like that happened. Where
Maybe.
Like, you know,
Maybe.
They're like, you are feeling those emotions, but because of, like we said, either the machismo or the, you know, the way that like you view emotions, like the way you like, you just can't like, you know, justifiably like look at them and be like, yeah, like
This is the weird part, is that I know when I'm supposed to feel things. Like something happens, I'm like, you should feel this.
Yeah.
And then I don't.
You're like, wait a minute. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's like not even like a happiness thing. Maybe it's because I don't like getting angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
like maybe that's what the root of it is. Maybe it's not like anything traumatic or anything like that. Maybe it's like just like as simple as like Rhonda said, where it's like you can't shut off all your emotions, and like I've been thinking like I've been shutting off like a happiness,
right?
But in reality, it's just like I'm shutting off anger,
right? I mean, like the thing I always like say to myself whenever I'm like feeling like a heightened emotion or whatever, I'm like, don't like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're just like don't you don't want to feel that, so it's like let's move past that. Yeah. That could also be a part of it. Just like you don't want to feel that emotion, so nope. That's
or maybe it's like I heard like you need to have your emotions under control, and I kind of took that a little too literally.
Yeah, that can be kind of a big thing. Is like keep a cool head.
Yeah,
is like a big part of like being a performer, being trying to be a good person, I guess, is like don't be like over emotional. Like it's like the literal plot of like Captain Marvel. Just like, you know, don't show your emotions or you'll but then everyone's like always at the end of those movies is always like, I always relate everything to the movies. Everyone's like, just feel your emotions. Like it's that's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. One day I'll stop saying I'm gonna go to therapy and I'm gonna actually do it.
Hey, it's I went.
Did you really?
I did.
Dude.
Yeah, I did.
What the hell are you just now telling me about this?
I don't know.
That's awesome, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. It was right before.
See, that's the male femininity, I think. I think that's what that category is, man.
Is like going to therapy?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it was definitely definitely an interesting, like, going to the place was very like, whoa, like, I'm actually here, like, in a counseling office right now.
Wow.
It was interesting to, like, you know, now granted, the person I, like, saw, I don't think, weird thing, it was a guy. I don't know.
You don't think that dude is for you?
Yeah. Like, I couldn't, well, I've been able to, like, open up to men before.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I went to, the first time ever I went to, like, therapy in college, it was with a guy, and I was able to kind of open up. But the guy I saw was, like, he just had, like a weird way of, like, not manipulating the conversation, but, like, not really responding the way I, like, was like, can you help, like, my big thing, like, my big reason for going to therapy was to go to understand my problems and to, like, at least label them. And, like, the one good thing, not to go too much into, like, my, the one, like, big revelation I had from it was, his big thing was, like, my constant need for knowledge. He related it to someone in the military, that, like, need in the military to be, like, hyper vigilant and, like, always, like, aware of your surroundings. He, like, related it to that and was like, maybe that's just why, like, you're constantly, like sad that you don't know everything, is because, like, you have that wanting you, like, and I was like, yeah. That's kind of like why I'm like, you know, like constantly trying to learn stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like not knowing.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Like the fact that I can like just the things I can like. I got really. Did you ever watch Psych?
I never got into that one.
Okay, like
and not because I didn't want to. I chose Monk instead of Psych.
See,
yeah,
that's a hard choice.
Yeah.
Psych or Monk.
And that was back when it was like you had to make that. That was back when you had to make a choice.
Right.
Like it was like, yeah, they were on at different times, but the show was so in depth that like.
Right. You can't watch Psych and Monk.
Yeah.
But like the main part of that show is him like being like hyper vigilant. Like I really like kind of identify with that. Just like I'm gonna count the hats when I walk into a room, and like, you know, I've done that before. I got really into doing that. I stopped doing it because it got weird when I said like 13. Someone was like,
"Hold on."
I was like, okay, I won't do that again.
Sorry. Damn me too.
But like, you know, that need to be like hyper vigilant was something I still feel. That was a interesting part of it, but I don't know. I have another appointment scheduled, but I might not go back to same person. But yeah, therapy's cool.
I don't know, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Finally gonna.
Because I know we've all talked about it, and
yeah,
we're all a bunch of weenies and haven't done it.
Just a matter of like literally like
just going to do it.
Just like call the number, and you know the feeling afterward is very like, all right, I did it.
Knowing me, I think I just need to throw money at it.
Yeah.
And then I have to do it.
I mean, like check your insurance. Like check to see if
Yeah. I know I need to do that. But that's just like not how my brain works. Like, I said I was going to do the bodybuilding show, and then I spent, like, I've got a trainer, $250.
Right.
Just like, here you go. I guess I'm doing this now.
Right. Like once you, like, throw because I think the full fee there was, like, $140 for, like, no insurance. With insurance, it was, like, a $30-something copay. Like, it was
That's not bad.
But like you know, 140. If you like for some reason didn't want to go through insurance and were just like, fix me. That's a great image. That's a great image. Just chucking $140 at someone. Fix me. I can't fix this. $140 in singles. Just what am I supposed to what? Fix you. Did you see what you just did to me? There's no fixing this. This is a problem.
I'm gonna need you to leave.
I'm gonna need you to leave. Don't ever come back into my office again and fix me. Oh.
That's a bit in Scrubs, actually.
Wait, when? I'm trying to like.
There's a so-and-so Alzheimer patient. They're like, careful, he tackles people.
Oh yeah. Who am I? Yes, dude. I need to rewatch Scrubs. I need to.
Yes, you do. It's the best sitcom.
I've been rewatching so many. Well, I haven't. The only thing I've been rewatching a lot is Big Mouth.
Nice.
I think I've seen Big Mouth like. It's such a short show.
Yeah.
You can watch it in like a couple of days. It's pretty good. Where are we at?
Talking about
Science.
just like the it's so strange how we have to label like the masculinity and the femininity.
Yeah, and like we can't. I don't know what it is about. Like for instance, like I don't know how you feel about this, but like I was buying a saxophone.
Of course you were.
I bought a tenor.
You bought another saxophone? Jesus, son.
And the guy I bought it from, he was he had a Prius, and he was like I had to get a Prius, and then he did like the gay voice, like, and I'm just like, you made a practical choice, like, why is it gay? Like, like it's a, I don't know if it's a thing we're afraid of, or like,
it's societal norms, and there's a lot of things in place that are actively trying to change it,
right,
which I think is good.
No.
But it's also, we have to allow ourselves to allow the change.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the kind of that sentiment is the thing that I've kind of boiled down to why my friend said I was like the best case of like a male feminist.
Because you're just so like, you're trying to push for those things.
No, it's just because I allow them to be what they are.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, as I'm saying it out loud, it's just like,
you're talking about women, or?
Well, just like in general, like, I'm not actively fighting against anything.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like none of my views are, like, my view, like my
right.
My basic view is like, don't be a dick.
Right. Yeah, like the way like Kyle Kinane puts it is like, I wasn't put in life to be a goalie. Like, whatever your goals are, you just go do them.
Just go do them.
I'm gonna get out of the way. And
cool, man.
Like,
I'm only gonna intervene
if your goals are to hurt other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
then we gonna share some words.
Right.
But other than that, I'm like,
you just
go ahead.
Like,
all right.
If you want to do that, you do that.
You do that. It's just like, I mean, the easy hot button topic is like pro-life, pro-choice.
Right.
And I've never understood like the opposition to pro-choice.
It's definitely a like, number one, it's a religious thing.
Yeah, and I get the arguments.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, those are your feelings, dog.
Right, like they shouldn't.
Why did they intervene with homegirl over there?
Right.
She's in Minnesota. You're in Florida.
It's a need for everyone to be the same.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people like, what were we like? I'm trying to like. I think there's a need for some people to make sure everyone. There's a need for division for some people.
Yeah. No, there is.
Like I think that's the people that,
and they suck. Those people are garbage people.
That like they really want everyone to be like separate and different. I'm like, everyone's kind of like a person. So like does it matter?
Just be a person, man.
Right. Like you
do what makes you happy. Unless it means
right.
deterring somebody else's happiness.
Right.
Then you're a dick. And we got a problem.
And you need to fix that. Like, yeah, because like that's the but yeah, I think that's where to me that's where the whole like masculinity thing all boils down to, is like people that have a need to separate.
Yeah, wanting that control.
Yeah.
Wanting to dictate things here and there.
Yeah, like this is masculine, this is feminine.
You can only do.
Don't let them mix.
Yeah, you can only do this. I can only do that. That's your job. This is my job. That's what it is.
Right.
Simple as that. And that's such a weird like
why did we go like, yeah, that's okay. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, you would think that like as society has emotionally matured,
yeah,
you would think that more people would start to be like, okay, like let's start going to therapy. Let's start like
and again,
feeling emotions.
I think that's
like that.
the direction that we're going into.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's just still people in the world that are they're still stuck on that. I mean, shout out to your boy Mitch McConnell, that garbage human being, turtle looking.
Turtle man.
Oh my god. I don't get.
Someone called him McConnell. And I died. Oh my god. I was like, yes. I don't know why no one's ever said that.
Oh,
before,
I don't know why. Yeah, that's beautiful. But yeah, just like people like him, where it's just like you're actively fighting against progression.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, the opposite of that is your AOC.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I don't fully agree with everything she thinks. But like, hey, her fundamental is like helping people.
Right. Well, here's a question for you, and I don't know if this isn't political. How are you on institutions?
Give me a follow-up.
Do you believe in them?
What institutions are we talking about?
What things do you like?
I think college is bullshit.
Okay.
I think college is a cultural experience. I don't think necessarily it's a...
Like college, marriage, a mental institution. No, I'm kidding. Like anything to me, that's like a thing.
Boiled down, college to me is a cultural experience. I could have got that music education degree anywhere, but the reason why I got the education degree that I got and have the experience I got is because I went to Texas State.
Right.
And I was there with the people that I was there with, and I did the things that I did that weren't attached to actually my classes.
Yeah.
Like a theory class is a theory class is a theory class. The fact that I paid $1,500 for it and homegirl over at Rice pays $8,000 for it, like, yeah, she's gonna get some more information than me, but
yeah,
what? Like, just because that's attached to Rice and I went to Texas State, like, no, like, good is good.
Because now, it's weird. Now, you paid for like a label.
Yeah.
Like you paid for like a Texas State label.
Yeah.
Like that's
I paid $50,000 to get a sticker
to get a Bobcat
on my resume of a Bobcat.
Right.
That's saying that like I can do these things.
Right.
And you.
I paid for an eagle.
Yeah.
I'm like, we pay so much for that.
Yeah.
Like, are you?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Granted, we went to two of the cheapest schools in Texas, but
shout out, go Cats.
Yeah, don't be green.
But
yeah.
That's generally my feelings on college. Do I think it's good for a lot of people? Absolutely. Do I think that you learn about people and culture and blah blah blah? I think you can. I also think that you can go to those institutions and actively work against that.
Well, no, I'm not. Well, when I say institutions, I'm talking more about like another institution I'm thinking of is like marriage. Yeah. Like things that have to be, I don't think are things that actually have to be.
That's fair.
Like I'm pretty hard against I'm not hard against marriage or hard against I'm not hard against most things, but
move past it. We're gonna move past it.
I'm like 12, I swear. As I was watching Big Mouth,
I understand. I knew where it was coming from.
But I'm just not about anything where I'm like, this thing has to stay. Like some people would be like, for drum corps has to stay. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
I'm gonna be really sad if it's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we've the basis of this conversation we've had so many times with just the outcome of education this current year.
Right.
We were so used to
You gotta go to contest.
and then contest was a question mark, and then people fell apart.
Right.
You know,
all of our concerts this year have been virtual.
Yeah.
Like,
it's super rough, and not as many people are getting ears on it, and that sucks. And you don't get that
concert going vibe and stuff like
that performance vibe of
yeah.
There's and people like kids keep saying like, man, we have to record it, and like for me, recording is so stressful.
Yeah, it's more stressful to me.
Yeah. And they're just like, why? I was like, but I didn't answer them.
This lives forever. Your performance can die.
Yeah. But I purposely didn't answer them because it's like there's so much anxiety on being right. Like there's that added level of being right. Like, yes, you should be 100% on your live performance, but on a live performance, you're not going to catch all the nuances that you would on a recording. As far as marriage goes, well, let me finish the DCI thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. I love that it is a thing. Like I love that the marching arts like are a thing, and I love that most things are things, but I don't think that anything has to stay.
My issue is with like I look at the fundamental and the intention of everything, right? Well, again, one of my favorite quotes. I don't think again, but one of my favorite quotes, because that's all I live my life through, is
my life is a series of quotes.
You
hear about the thing about the kid? You started kids and a first word of the kid's gonna be quote, so that the last word can be unquote. It's great. I love that.
That's terrible.
It's hilarious. Best joke ever. My whole life was a story. Freaking Tolkien over here.
Oh my god. But no, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. Like that's what I think a lot of these things is. That's why like when everybody's going like after capitalism, I'm gonna not get in on this rant, but it's like everybody going on capitalism. Like the fundamental of capitalism is like getting the opportunity to make your life better.
Right.
That's what it is. You find something that people need, you provide that service,
Yeah.
And you're able to change where you were before.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos took that to
the
extreme. Fundamentally, I'm not mad at him.
Also, can we talk about the Scrub Daddy? Ever seen those sponges that have the little smiley face on them?
I just saw it.
Like the Scrub Daddy?
Yesterday when I was at Lowe's.
Okay. Do you know how much money that thing made? Like started off on Shark Tank.
Of course it did. I don't want to talk about that.
I think it's like $151 million.
What?
Like off of like little sponge.
A coarse sponge with a smiley face on it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like on the show, of course, that like three of the five judges were like, "No, that's stupid. That's never gonna make any money. No one's gonna buy a sponge for $3." Like, and now it's like it's like the biggest like success off of Shark Tank.
I'm so angry. But anyways,
yeah.
So like the fundamental idea to take that idea of like capitalism and like blah blah blah. The fundamental idea I think of drum corps is to like give people a higher experience of marching band.
Right.
Because not everybody like you don't get to choose to go to Vandergrift. You don't get to choose to go to Carmel.
Right.
Like if you get a chance, like if you happen to live in that city in that state,
right,
and you are in that district, like you get a chance to be with one of the best ensembles
right,
in the state. Drum corps allows people from the valley to go march in California.
Right.
And like, so the fundamental idea is giving everybody an equal opportunity to do something at a higher level.
Yeah.
Since the invention of drum corps, that statement of equal opportunity has very
quickly
much
gone away.
very much subsided.
Yes.
Because not everybody has $5,000
Right.
to drop at SEB
To go audition.
Yeah, you're like, but the intention of drum corps of like, hey, if you want to keep doing this, you can go do it over there.
Right.
It's a great intention, and that's the part of me of any institution.
It's like the benefits of it like outweigh the.
Again, it's not even the benefits. Like I don't. Like it's just like what it is. Like marriage, it's like the final stamp of. Like it's the hardest stamp you can have of affection of towards another human being.
Yeah.
So that's why like I never said like why are we tripping on gay dudes getting married, gay chicks getting married. It's like
it's like really
why
this is your fight
like why are you angry at homeboy? Like let homeboy and homeboy do the thing.
Like does it what because you got to do it with you and your wife means the two guys. Wait, what?
Yeah. But
like that's the kind of stuff that like ruins institutions for me. Is like when people
is
like,
the opposition of it.
Yeah, like the
the opposition of the inclusion.
Yes, yeah, that kind of that kind of stuff like ruins them for me because I'm like, well, if this is how we're gonna think of this thing, then it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never really thought too long on marriage, so I have too much of like a
I haven't really
a follow through of that. But just like also like if you just want to live with somebody for 35 years until you die and never get married, but they make you happy, cool.
Like you're like the funny thing is like the common law marriage, or it's
yeah,
just like
it's,
okay, like
I got two buddies who I think are legitimately common law married from college. If they're not, they're like within a year or two.
Because like, have they been like? I think it's like, is it you have to live with someone for 10 years?
Is it 10? I thought it was 7.
Is it 7? Okay.
I think it might be state to state. But
I don't know.
Yeah, they're floating that. They've lived together since their sophomore year, and they're 2 years younger than me. So it's about 7.
Okay. Yeah.
And they don't have any plans of not living together.
That's a weird thing. Wait, are they two like? Are they romantic partners? Or
No, just homies.
Oh,
that's it.
They've just been living together.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a
shout out to the homies Aaron and Anthony.
I mean, because in that case, like you have like shows like New Girl and stuff where those people are technically technically common law married because they've been living together for 6 seasons.
But yeah, man, I think, and I used to joke about it a lot, where if everybody just thought like me, the world would be a lot smoother. It would not be happier, but it'd be a lot smoother.
Yeah, things would work so well. Like efficiency would be out the roof. Bro,
nobody's got any beef, and if you do,
we're all cool with each other. All right, dope.
If you're being a dick, you call your neighbor out, and you're like, "Yo, you're right, my fault," and then you go on with your day.
And the neighbor gives you that response.
Yeah,
that's the response.
Exactly.
Like,
for real?
Yeah. All right.
What am I doing? You're right. Yes. All right, I'm not gonna do that. Thanks, dog. Yeah, but and that's been the hardest thing as I've grown up, is just like realizing that people don't look at like the fundamental intention, and I don't know how to express that to people, and I don't know how to get like that's not, I don't like that statement I was about to make. Like but I was gonna say like I don't get how to make people get that.
Yeah, that you need to take the emotion out of it.
Yeah, and
just look at it for what it is. Like don't. Yeah, that's a that just reminded me of something, and like So, the idea of cultural appropriation.
Mm.
So, we won't talk on this too long, but
I still need to eat dinner. Yeah,
but
I need to eat dinner. Jesus.
Someone who was like, I was recently talking to someone. They were like, I was just like, they were talking about we're talking about the Van Wolfpack.
Oh,
and,
shout out! God, so good.
Like
rewatched the Madison Square concert. It's
great concert.
So good. I'm so jealous.
But someone I was talking to said that it's just a bunch of white guys doing funk music. And I was like, yeah, and? And it's like, wait a minute. Is that putting just like a instant, like, you know, I think that's the emotional part of it that you're talking about. Is like just putting like an instant like feeling of like anytime a white guy is doing something that a black guy, a black band like is doing or was doing, then it becomes like.
So that level comes from your Elvis doing the same thing as
right. Chuck Berry and like
Chuck Berry. Well, I was gonna say not Rick James.
James Brown.
James Brown. Basically doing the exact same thing that James Brown was doing, but he was a white guy and not a black, right? So like, but if you get rid of racism, like if you're able to erase the 250 years of slavery and all that, and just like black dudes eventually like roll up to America, and then they're just like, what's up? And the white dude's like, what's up? Like, then you wouldn't have this idea of cultural appropriation. Right. Where it's, but I do think cultural appropriation is needed to an extent. Well, because that's how you advance.
There's a difference between, to me, like cultural appropriation. Like cultural appropriation to me is like a white guy singing like a hip hop song or like a rap song, like but playing the acoustic guitar and kind of singing through the rap.
Yes.
And making it.
I'll agree with that.
Making it digestible. That to me is cultural appropriation. But like 4 white guys from Michigan playing some funk.
Yo,
that's not cultural appropriation.
I don't think. I can't think of too many guitarists that are better than Corey Wong.
Right.
Like just being like completely honest. Like, dude's groovy. But then if you talk to him, I don't know if this is for fact, but like he's probably not gonna bring up another white guy.
Oh, dude, like Jack Stratton, like the leader of like Wolfpack, he has like a this series of like Holy Trinities where he like talks about like the three greatest like minimalist funk arrangers and the 3 greatest guitarists, like all black people.
Yeah,
like those guys have an insane respect for like where the music that they're playing came from.
Yeah,
like,
and they're doing it justice. I think that's where it also gets skewed, is if you're doing it properly, and if you're doing it like with good intentions. Like the homie doing an acoustic version of T-Pain at a coffee shop, not doing anything for good intentions. Like that's,
you're just making it like so that
you're just mad corny.
Kelly in the corner could be like, "Whoa, I know this song."
But like in my world of cultural appropriation, I think I've touched on this once, but it's breakdancing gets invented in New York. They eventually find their way to Bruce Lee. The black culture gets intertwined with Bruce Lee. Everybody loves the martial arts movies.
Yeah.
The martial arts gets tied into breakdancing.
Yeah.
Breakdancing makes its way back to where martial arts is from. So the dudes that grew up doing martial arts sees what they're doing. They add all the flips and advanced moves to breakdancing.
Yeah.
And then that makes its way back to the black culture of America. And now you got black dudes
doing
backflips like the Asian dude was doing. And it's like, who appropriated the culture? Was it
like,
the black dudes basing stuff off of Bruce Lee?
Right.
Or was it the Asian dudes taking pop lock and boogaloo and whatever style of hip hop you're taking, like, and then adding their flavor on it.
Right.
And then adding it back to the flavor in Black America. It's like,
so this is the stuff I feel like we can get emotional about.
yeah, and that is the stuff I get emotional about, and that's the stuff I give a shit about, and that's what I like. I want people to understand that is that the things that we're talking about in current climate aren't all bad. You're just viewing all the bad sides of it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, cultural appropriation is bad. You shouldn't dress up in blackface.
Right.
But
don't
do that. But also, if a kid wants to dress up like Mr. T in the 80s, like,
right.
There's not many people to dress up like. You know what I mean? Like, don't do blackface, but put on black pants, a black vest, and
wear like
50 gold chains, and get yourself a mohawk. Like, if that's who your guy was, like, that's who your guy is, man. Like, if you're 7, like, your worldview of people is so limited. Right. And then you take it back to the 80s, and there's 13 channels on the TV, and you might be able to watch 1 or 2 shows, and one of them's the 18.
Right. I kind of want to see a picture of like a white kid wearing a Black Panther, like,
yeah,
like.
And that and I did see that a lot, man. With when Chadwick Boseman died, like, they had all their Marvel characters there, and they had, like, they would put their Black Panther mask on, or they'd have their Black Panther toy in the middle. It's just like, why can't? Yes, the Black Panther is great.
Yeah. Representation
for the black culture, because he's one of the only ones they got. But also, why can't Kenny, that be his favorite character?
Right. Like, that's
why is that a bad thing?
Like, that's okay.
That should be 100% okay. Like, why? He's not appropriating any. The kid doesn't know what the hell that means.
Right.
He just sees somebody that's badass, wants to be like him.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, all the kids that grew up watching Goku.
Yeah. Like, do you like,
why are we not shitting on that for like appropriating Asian culture?
Right, like,
because we're racist against Asians. That's a real thing.
I was listening to an album with Bad Bad Not Good and Ghostface Killah, and he made a reference to dope album. It's called Sour Soul.
Great album.
It's so good. He makes a reference to Dragon Ball Z. He was talking about Krillin and his Destructo disc.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a black rapper referencing an anime
Hell
show.
Yeah, dude.
Can we do this all the time, please?
All the time. And if you're getting more into the culture of hip hop, you have your 4 elements of hip hop: MC, DJ, graffiti, and breakdancing. Mm-hmm. And that's the OG elements of hip hop. And now you get into the new age elements of hip hop. You add skateboarding.
Yeah.
Anime's in there.
Yeah.
You add basketball, like Jordan changed the world of hip hop with a shoe.
Right.
What? No. And it's like, why is that a bad thing?
It's not. Like, those are good things to me.
Yeah. Like, shout out to the cholos in Japan who have lowriders and wear Lokes and Tims.
In Japan.
Hell yeah, bro. Like, that's so dope. And, like, the Mexican community who has all these ricers and like, tune up their cars stupid well. Like,
that's my favorite thing, is, like, the idea of, like, El Pastor is, like, Lebanese food.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, okay, we should do this all the time. I don't know why it's
like
a problem.
Lebanese immigrated from Mexico, and then the British folk brought over flour.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the spit. We're going to get rid of this lamb nonsense.
That does not mean make a corn tortilla and put, like, ground beef on it and call it a taco, but like,
yeah, it's just like Brian Callen talked about this. I don't remember what term he used, but like he talked about like just a burrito.
Oh.
And how like 6 cultures are in the burrito.
Right.
What? That's what needs to happen. Like
we just need burritos.
Just the world needs to be a burrito.
Episode title.
And I think on that note,
that was good.
I need to eat dinner.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to talk about your time being quarantined. I'm glad you're out.
Yeah.
Glad you're healthy. Glad you're back to teaching.
I'm glad to be back to normal.
Glad to be back to normal. I am 2.5 weeks out from my show. I'm very excited to eat again. I had no idea. And again, I won't want to talk to you about this, but just like all the things that I learned that I had no clue about. Yeah, there's a prelims and a finals.
Oh, right.
No clue.
I feel like you should have known that.
I should have. You're right. I should have known that. I should have done more research. But again, well established that I just do things and then I figure things out as it comes. No. But yeah, man, the world isn't as bad as people make it seem.
And we got to make it better.
And you got to make it better. Just work on your individual happiness and don't be a dick.
Don't get in the way. Don't be a goalie.
Gang.